Yeah, you don't lose the argument.
I never finish, but it's still processing. I wanted to ask, is it wise for like African countries to ban themselves?
I don't think it's wise. Welcome to Japa Chronicles podcast. We're back here with Dr. Babe. Dr. Babe is in red.
Dr. Long Distance. Dr. Edward.
I will use my shoe. I'm beat your head.
Oh, the last 2 weeks, I must have said that every day. I can't even lie. See, no, you could teach me how to introduce her, because I want to introduce her to my wife.
You never
I never know how I want to introduce her. Because some talk we should talk for nights.
Is there a reason now?
The reason, see, maybe
when that thing, I won't lie, like it's a lazy way to get out of a conversation.
Oh, let's not start from there. See, no, the following day, our brother reached out to his long distance brotherhood and was on the call for 2 hours. He text me, say, Mr. Dipo, head or heart now. I don't go. I
go set myself up.
Wait, you got it wrong. You're supposed to do it after she was done saying the story, not before.
Hey, she was done, so and I asked her, okay, so I learned this thing at the office. Head or heart.
I put inside true. I don't think
I can't do head and heart that day because they say I do pass or hands the inside.
What takes it?
For 2 hours. That's even more than 2 hours. The conversation was long.
You go do it again.
It was long. No, I did avoid it. Now, only head I did do. Sorry, only heart. I gotta say, thanks for, sorry for what happened, though. God be with you, finish. But same like they do head, they do mathematics for person matter.
Wait, hold on first. You're supposed to either do, if she says, did you explain what the head or heart means?
Yes, no.
So, what did she not tell you?
She didn't tell me anything, so obviously I just felt like
some things happened during her day, so she was trying to.
In short, it was like the week. Was the week, you know? So I'm like,
it's
okay.
catch up. It's week. No, they do that one for week catch up. It's day by day. Is it project that you want to write? I beg. Yeah. But I feel like
alright, guys.
Things a lot clearer.
What's happened?
I went to wash my hair.
Your hair or ear?
Yeah. I was in.
Who they do that? Which doctor they do that on? She not ophthalmologist or now? ENT or something.
Not ENT, no.
Because I know say the
ophthalmologist. You say ophthalmologist.
No, the thing does enter my head.
Ophthalmologist is an eye optician. Eye now.
Okay.
Ear go be.
Yes,
I think it's ear, nose, and throat doctor. Something like
what did you say, okay? Earologist.
I know what you
say. Earologist. Data analyst.
Can you quit very?
Hello guys, we're back. We're back. Now Arrow House no more record.
Bro.
You have to come by next week.
Oh yeah, we'll come.
Okay.
We'll come.
We didn't record. We were away for a week. They did not tell us why. They just said don't come for 1 week. That they're moving away. They say no, so we're back. They gave us 1 week holiday. Me, I even like Kamsha.
Welcome back.
Although they still drive me come office, but no, all okay for our money.
Introduction go long today because we never even start. Plenty things did to talk about.
Simon, how was your week?
It was fine,
Dr.
except
You're on holiday now. Or you
PhD, you don't start though.
Or you resumed?
Second semester, yes. So, but by September we should be writing exams.
Hi. Oh wow.
Yes. But yeah, my week was fine. Nepa showed us shaggy.
Our fans are.
So where do you stay?
Oh God.
I know they confirm now. Lights there, the understand. So never show you again. You know.
Please, I'm sorry.
You know,
Please, can we
sit for my ear? You know, sit for my ear.
Isaac, you're on the road.
Never see the show again.
No, but see them in hindsight. In hindsight, when we're in that dark room, you scored 3 points. So in hindsight. No, there was one. The first one was outside.
I
said I'll show you in public. Everybody will see it on YouTube.
When somebody was actually pitying you, I say, let me take it easy on you today.
That thing wasn't easy. But let's move on.
Don't worry.
We'll remember. Don't worry. We'll introduce it. People ask me how his weekend went.
But my weekend was good.
So, Laura, you don't have light in your estate.
Yes.
All right. Isaac, how was your weekend?
It's not just our estate, though. It's the whole Bagegi side.
I just remember my weekend. I don't even supposed to talk. I didn't beat me this weekend.
Only.
Mercilessly. Yeah, this weekend was nice.
It rained a lot.
It rained all through Saturday, all through Sunday.
Nah, I'm
and then we're
concerned
supposed
for
to
the
have
farmers.
office.
Is it
Did they farm for this our side?
No, I'm talking like generally in Nigeria. Like
Shina irrigation they supposed to do. I waited they got that if I agree that time. They'll be fine.
No, terrible agree.
They'll be fine.
I mean, I don't know if I did agree. I cannot remember.
But farmers, thank you because waiting we chop on Saturday.
I mean, it was good, man.
Please don't say
Some people, sorry.
Don't say
the team hangouts, you're only eligible to come if you have ID card. Some people don't get ID card. Some people don't get ID card, so they know if you attend this thing. But Okwa, you had a great time, right?
Yeah, including the fact that you had PTSD.
PTSD, what happened?
It showed us where him and his ex, like...
So, our conversation for today...
She broke up with him.
That's not what she broke up with me. I said that was the last place we saw.
What's the difference?
Oh,
wow. Was that before the pizza, ice cream, and good boy, or after?
When we were on the queue, I don't want to give them free.
Okay.
That's not where she broke up with me.
Wow.
That is where.
Dude, my weekend was wonderful.
How many episodes ago you tell us you cry from Ikoyi Bagada?
Yes, it was from that spot.
How was the weekend?
No, we cannot let this on slide.
How was the weekend? See, timer. They don't put timer now. Time to go.
It was a chill weekend. We were all home. It was an emotional weekend. My friends, it was an emotional weekend. Sorry.
Abi?
We invited you, just that you didn't get the invite.
Like
have you unblocked her from seeing your status?
That's what I was about to say. Like the way you blocked me, don't worry. Continue.
This guy, I should have come prepared. Sinom, do you not reply my kidney the other day?
Did I not reply or what?
Okwe has posted that video on the group.
Why you like this?
Thank you very much.
That's my job.
They know what it was.
I told you something in private. You brought it to the podcast. Now we did video in private. You put it on.
I posted it on the WhatsApp group. But it was fun. It was emotional. It was cool. Yeah. Then we went out and spent some money on Saturday evening, man.
That's good, child.
We drove in that traffic.
They did not allow that flood to come. They did food over flood. Some people like our young man over here. Someone that is staying far away. He's supposed to be in his house.
Yes.
To seek him.
So Isaac went from Agbara all the way from Hangout.
He's sacrificed. It's not even for food.
Like, things we do for love. Don't say somebody. Don't say somebody.
Eunice.
Yeah, exactly. Your office girlfriend.
My office friend.
Your office girlfriend.
Wait, that was it.
Oh, you didn't know?
Eunice, they chop the chicken. They say, I forgot to. I told Sinoma I would text her.
I thought it was just birthday celebration.
Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah, that's true. So it was birthday celebration.
Wow.
Sorry, guys.
Next podcast. I just said I should tell you.
Why?
Because I'm so.
Bribe you now. What's the problem?
What is all of this?
We know your love language.
One plate of Yamarita, you do
you want Yamarita or not? Do you want Yamarita or not?
I know sweet Yamarita that is for Babcock, please.
That's not for us.
Babcock. Yes, please.
Okay, that's the university we went to.
Yes, sir.
You used to be open pen that time for car. No, I just ask now. I just question. Anyhow, so let's quickly
what's happening in Nigeria is because
many things we don't be done record for like 2 weeks. A week.
Plenty things they
do. Things have happened.
Me, I want to start with the babe that paid 2.5 million to an agent because now they said I've been insulting you.
So I should let people bring people to us. Even if they let them listen to our podcast, then they'll be convinced.
I have a couple she paid 2.5 million for an agent and she got to Canada. And then realized that it was a fake something.
Fake admission.
Now, interestingly, some Indian students had.
She has not even paid me pass.
So apparently, some Indian students went through that. A couple of, I told you, I think they said about $700. Something funny. I don't know how many people, right? But I don't know. Is it that when people are shady, they just waste money, or when they are wealthy, they just do stupid things? Because how do you spend 2.5 million naira with somebody? And do not be concerned that is this person trustworthy?
You do
and not verify, not do anything.
You love Nigerians.
And then today,
in this economy, 2.5.
Sister, that's where I'm going now. Monique. And it's not this our current 2.5 million. No. It was Buhari 2.5 million.
Jesus. It's still a Buhari 2.5 million.
I know, because the money still has value there.
No, it's not now. Now we're going through. Now we're in
2.5. You now go and find her.
No, it's painful. It's really painful.
That 2.5 today is the ticket.
No, we know the 2.5. She still buy tickets. She for not even step up and just come out there.
Hopefully the embassy will help her like they did in Indian students.
Wait, how did they solve the Indian students one?
So the immigration minister has said that they are working on verifying and they would allow them to stay and all that. So they probably just investigate, try and get the people that duped them and stuff, but they will stay. It's politics, right? In any parliamentary government, let's say the three of us are different. So I'm Labour, you're Liberal, you're Conservative. Let's assume that I'm the opposition, she's in power. When something happens, me and you just make noise about it, and then she has to budge because she was going to deport them, which is what the law says. So then me and you begin to whine and cry that that's not the right thing, blah, blah, blah. So that's basically
we get emotional about it.
I'm in power.
Well, yeah, Baba, in these days of me, I go talk about in this day, anywhere I deal with woman, a woman I give power. I know they like that dragging at all. My brother.
So are you saying that women in the office will never be in power?
I plead the fifth. So
we're not letting this go. This is
go back to the matter now. So I hope she's fine, Sha. And then the usual Twitter fingers and all these overnight influencers, all these other people say don't pay fake agents, don't do this, don't do that. You see, a lot of people don't do a lot of thinking. That's also what I get that for a country like Canada, yes, work with a regulated consultant, for your immigration policies, blah, blah, blah. But immigration as a whole, particularly for Canada, is twofold. There's the education consultants who would help you figure out the school. And then there's the immigration consultant that generally your visa consultant will help you your visa. I get that for Canada. But then to just come on Twitter and just be shouting, they say, don't use agents. Go and do it on your own. You know what I told them? I said, so why do you give your mechanic a car?
Your car.
Fix your car.
Go to YouTube.
No, go to YouTube and fix your car.
You say how you fix your car now.
Why are you calling plumber? Why is Uncle Taji your plumber?
You can learn it on your own.
No. Why is Sulaiman your electrician?
Wow.
Since all of you want to be you are very brilliant.
Now everybody they collect today.
No. Because I saw it and I see it a lot, and I know that everything's agenda, because then the people that have WhatsApp groups and stuff that help people for free will then come and say, oh, join our group and see free information. Miss me with that nonsense, please.
Again, I feel like a lot of times people are just talking from their bad experiences.
Yes, and that let bad experience. There's nobody that will know have bad experiences in life. Stop trying to sugarcoat it. All the relationship experts we do, no be every day they break on our hearts.
Yeah.
She be one popular podcaster with a big mouth. They don't serve her breakfast. She no go come meet gentle young man like our coach here.
Which coach? I see you.
Yes, now. You know, come meet our brother for here. You go meet the person we get Mercedes Benz and co. They serve you breakfast now. You the form I'm unavailable.
Okay, please. I know what they give you so. Okay, you don't click now. You don't click. If they catch this, they just cut like 30 seconds of the conversation. I'll push them for Twitter. You will just fly.
So, Oga, how your own weekend day? What else are you talking about? What happened on social media? Because this weekend, that was the only thing that I saw that was.
But that is sad.
I mean, it was speaking about relationships. I don't know if you can talk about this briefly. The lady who lost her life. Why you guys looking shocked? You are not on social media.
But see, you get some things where I know they likes you.
Now
that kind of thing, I know they like.
Social media
Oh, are you serious?
If he's emotional, not talk him. Wait.
So her boyfriend took her life.
Eh?
What?
I don't understand. This is what? Today is what? 25th. This happened like middle of the month.
In Nigeria?
Yes, in Nigeria.
Wait,
she's an influencer.
No, so they are both like Instagram influencers. The guys.
Oh, you saw it. I didn't see that.
I think I heard something.
I haven't thought it was the 20k pounds one you sent to me. Somebody have you talked about?
No, we haven't talked about that one.
Please, let's talk about that. See, anything dead like this, they make me feel one way.
Yeah, but rest in peace.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was serious. Like, so he's not even. So the thing is, he's not in Nigeria currently. He was the one that even put it on Instagram. Like, he's sorry. This, that. Then he left the country. He's not in the country currently.
They gave it.
Like, I think he has a passport for another country.
So you know,
not European country also.
Interpol will do their work.
So, just really sad, man.
Investigation
discovery.
By the way, today did you know what was? Okay, do you want to tell the people what Interpol is? We'll come back to that. What was so Alpha? £20,000. I saw that story and I decided not to. What, can you explain to me?
Just to be clear, it's not £20,000. So that's a funny place. It's 70k something. But people are like, if someone owes 70K, it's basically like
Okay, approx. Yeah, that's what Mr. Sam taught us in school. So yes. Okay, so what is the story going on?
So the
Because
story
I saw
is
different conflicting
this
stories.
babe and this guy, they were in a relationship, but they broken up. But like throughout the course of the relationship, like all this babe borrow me 2K, make I buy land.
2K.
So everything now accumulated to 17K.
Who is the giver? Who is the borrower?
Who is the giver?
The babe has been giving the guy. So so
He's
like
Yoruba, abi?
yeah, I think he's Yoruba. They're both Yoruba.
Thank God. No, they're both Yoruba. They're both Yoruba.
Yoruba.
They're both Yoruba.
He didn't marry. The person is the collector.
What do you mean? So you're saying Yoruba women borrow a lot?
No, see, we're badly behaved. Let's just leave it that way. Now I
But
don't.
it happens like,
Because let me tell you why. Let me tell you, before you go on with your story, the first problem is that now they get sweet mouth. Now they get the mind to put women through that kind of thing. So it would have been heartbreaking if it was an Igbo babe that he did it. But now you say
Igbo will go run you streets. She go run they know they play money.
The guy really tried to run the babe street. Like, the whole thing on Twitter.
So she don't collect her money back.
Yes, now.
So the guy is a big guy.
No, so like he has a track record or history of fraud. Nah, scammer, no money, you understand? So she don't know, you understand? So they both of them they UK, you get. So they don't break up now. And the guy don't promise. So she's like, okay, all the money you've been owing me. Time to
pay me back.
I shall be doing track.
Okay. So the guy they give him number. I'll bring. I don't have my accounts have been blocked. Yada yada yada. Just giving £20,000 or not be 20,000 naira. Yeah,
17,000 pounds.
17,000 pounds. Sorry.
Even you said don't do this.
No, that's 20K been the trend. You get so it's
So
not
he
in my
used that
mind.
money to
So
do
people got on space. It was a whole conversation. Then someone else said, "Oh, they know where he is." So they went to track him.
17,000 times 1,150.
Let's do the calculation.
That's like over 20 million now. 20 million. So he paid part of it, Shah. We don't know. I think he has paid the rest. He has paid everything, Shah. But that night on Twitter, like on the space, the whole day they were on the space. They were talking about it.
So this is a Japa. See, because it be like say we never introduced. My name is Digbo, King of Japa, blah blah blah. This because today don't be like say we want to talk about relationship. No relationship we want to talk about. Because yesterday I was telling somebody, I said, see, the earlier you know in life that every form of relationship is transactional, the better for you. As a woman, see, and I hope my team will not cut this out because the girls in my office have a very funny way of cutting out very funny things.
Let's first hear what you have to say.
It is not your responsibility to ever give us money.
Sorry, please don't spoil this thing.
Mr. Dipo,
Keep sending me things.
Mr. Dipo, go on.
It is never your responsibility. See, relationships are twofold, right? And I'm assuming that you are adults, right? Emotional security for the woman, respect for the man, financial security for the woman, and then, the thing that we guys like for the man. This is not a marriage. There's no reason why a man should be giving you that lamba. Because that's what it is. Now, except maybe you are G's for long, you are upcoming together, maybe you get, so for instance now, Sinom get bar. You no get bar.
No,
and Sinom won't help you.
Okay.
Do you understand? So maybe you know that 10 years. So maybe I can't go US together. Sinom she get back. You the tech boy, the hustle. That kind still fit they okay. It's not just relationship. But if you just date and all that, there's no reason for girls to be putting themselves through that kind of thing. You go they give guys something for a room, they give her money. They collect that kind of lamba. They are not.
No, everybody.
No, forget that. No, that's not why we're here. That's not why we're here. My point is that it's transactional. And it gets messy when people don't understand that this is your bit of the transaction. This is your bit of the transaction. Because this guy knows what they do. So if you don't already send a fraudster, so you can see it. So, but people don't want to agree. Let me give you another example. I was telling the person yesterday, my mama dey house now. She did take care of my family. She did help me, right? You born baby, mama go come. That's a transaction. My mama know if you ask me for something now, I go say, no, I can't. Not because she sent me to school. It's almost like common sense. But I was saying that so that common sense is not common, so I can't say it's common sense. Let's just use transaction. If somebody does something for you and they then ask you for something, it's just symbiotic. So me, I don't see why a lady thinks that she should be giving the guy money and then you accrued all that to our 17,000 pounds. Come on,
that's
now.
a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
But I mean, love is blind.
When I was growing up, when I was growing up, see, that's why I'm going to. When I was growing up, one of the babes, and funny story, like the last episode, one of the sisters that I was, let me not say babes, because one of the sisters that I was interested in, were dating and all that. They send me small. She's a family hold. And she did encourage me with small, that time $100, those kind little.
Wait, how many years ago? They said that we know how much dollar.
No. That time dollar na like 170 or 150. I don't hold now. I don't mean I've been through things though. That was Sanusi era. No be this Emefiele.
Nah, good guy.
No be good guy.
Wherever in the me indeed.
So, what are we talking about today? Because the whole long and short is just. Again, this is the time to japa, right? This is the time when, if you have the means and you have something to give, countries all over the world, immigration is happening now. People are saying Nigeria is bad now, and we're going to talk about how our passport is not fantastic right now. Well, everywhere is bad right now.
The whole, even
the schools where they increase school fees. I was talking to a customer. She called me. Now, this is not a customer. This is like a sister, right? So she's a sister and a customer. We don't get admission for Niagara University. She don't pay deposit, right? She now got another admission in another college, and she said that's where she now wants to go. That how much I go run visa. By the way, I do run visas for $1,002 to $2,000 depending. For Canada, when you are a consultant and when you are king of Japa, so just
if you didn't,
and 2 visas on Sunday, I was just chilling, I was getting text message, blah blah blah, family of this, family of that, So that's not why we're here right now. So as they follow me talk, I just they chill for Paulo, they watch. I don't know that they watch. Right now, FIFA women World Cup. We don't talk about football. Though. This is not bad.
I beat Arsenal on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Beat them, played ball. It was so good. Some people they drag it.
Watch women's football.
See,
now Brighton we drag it.
Everything we talk. Say anything, any football we see, we go talk am. Baba, see.
Who you drag it? Now Brighton.
Now Brighton with red card though. That's Chaloba. But let's not talk about Chaloba now. So we're talking over the phone, and I was like, that school where you want to go, see, the cost they comparable to the university we don't already get. He said, no. I said, yeah, I'm gonna break up. I said, that school where you want to go. 3 years ago, the school fees was 14,000 Canadian dollars. Today, it's 19,000. She said that she doesn't think so. So she brought out the offer letter. The Niagara University does increase their school fees for something to about 52 total. She now brought it down. She now saw estimated fee was 19,000 something for Conestoga College. I said it's estimated. I quickly opened my own system. It had even increased again. By the time we added it, that was about 37,000. I now began to add the fees for her. All those ancillary fees, 1,500 per year. That's 3,000. Another 1,500 per year, 3,000. Medical, ICS health plan, ICS international charge. By the time we add everything, money don't enter like 46,000.
So it's still equivalent.
So even the white man, inflation they hit them. So the problem with us right now and the Japa wave is Japa has always been, and I always say that, like immigration, people will go from one country to another. Every day, countries they sign bilateral agreements, young people going from here to there. The problem is that we are suffering it bad here, such that we need to desperately leave.
Yeah.
But the reason why school fees they increase for there, housing they increase for there, not because inflation if they hit them, they are also suffering. Customer called me yesterday at the church. She told me, Mr. Dikko, this BC is expensive. How can I be seeing house for $3,000 per month? $1,500 per month. She calculated and said that my rent for Lagos for 1 year.
And you're paying monthly.
So
I actually saw a video of a Nigerian in France. I mean, it was terrible. She lives on the streets. She tents in front of a church, and she said, she can't be paying that.
So things are going on. Things are going on right now, and we're going to talk about where our passport is right now and the sort of the depth of the value of our passport. But things they really do, they go on.
Things do occur.
In the last 2 weeks too, me with the year Seychelles.
Seychelles, they literally banned also. They said if you're only coming for business.
Yeah,
I mean,
King of Japa go Figo.
Yeah.
Because I don't already Google how to get citizenship.
But then you can't blame them, Sha.
So this is where this is where our conversation is, because they banned us based on drug-related issue.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So, but some people say, okay, it's our government's fault. Some people say it's our people's fault. Where do you stand, like, in this whole passport war? Because by the day our passports is weakening. Like right now, we can only go to 23 countries visa-free in the whole world.
And
Whereas this same Seychelles has number 1 passport in Africa.
Bro, they are literally going to. You can't go to
Canada.
You can't go to
Canada. Easy.
Speaking of our passport, see what happened to David Inoue. So I actually read it today again. So I read that he was stopped. He wasn't allowed to enter Zimbabwe, but he didn't use his Nigerian passport. He used his Ghanaian passport. But because he's Nigerian, they still held him.
They'll be fine in that place. But I think the state of any nation, again, plug in the SPPG, because now where they teach me all these politics and policy. Is really
ready to graduate.
Oh yeah, I'm less than 2 months away, man.
We they go out together. Those they gather my ticket money. Now they pay for my ticket.
So the state of any nation.
Can you walk? Can you trek to Abuja?
I think you're funny.
Funny story, right?
It's just a question.
It be like yesterday when Buhari entered, way he trek. They say he trek from. I know. I wonder where that guy is.
How come we did not hear such story from this?
No, somebody. Like
attempted it, right?
People.
Let's say they kidnapped them.
No, they got to Abuja. They said the president refused to see them.
Oh, we waiting for this current president?
Yes.
No. I mean that, because our past president, is either they did not wear shoes to go to school, they check. How come we are not hearing such with this?
Oh, nothing like that.
English school.
So I always think it's the government's fault, because in their simple definition of government, and one of it is that the people in government represent the people.
Yeah,
it's really simple. The maybe 10,000 elected people in Nigeria today represent the 200 million of us. Now, unfortunately, it would either speak of the kind of people we are, or the powers that be, how they control. So I blame the government. Because look at how we are suffering in these last 2 weeks now. The reason why your people are... I heard of a child in Cyprus who just went and was caught with drugs. That was like last week or so, a couple of days ago.
And it's not the first time it happened.
No, it's Cyprus now. I stopped doing Cyprus for years because of that.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, because our girls will go there for prostitution and our guys will go for drugs.
For drugs.
Our girls will go to Canada for prostitution. So like, it hasn't stopped. Trust me, it hasn't stopped. So the government now, we currently have a Senate president who is South, right? And who claims the Christians. So let me talk to him, because the first two citizens are not Christians. So let me not relate to them. The Senate president says he's a Christian. And I would ask again, allegedly, does he not know what is going on? He was the NDDC minister as well, right? Does he not know what is going on?
Did you see the video of him last week? Did you see the cap he was doing?
I saw it.
Did you see the cap he was wearing? You saw the symbol on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that should answer your question now. These
people don't care. It's just it's like a movement.
That's what they care about. They don't even care about the movement.
So like the thing, like they are all in the same carcass now.
Yes, they're all in the same carcass.
So because when you think about it, they're just there. We are suffering. Bus from Yaba to Lekki today. You go come about 2.5.
Jesus Christ.
Bus, not Uber.
I'm telling you.
That's what used to be Uber price, so from Yaba to Lekki. Bus. And that is...
I said that's what Hangout has been holding since the beginning of...
So, why will I not blame the government? No, tell me why I will not blame the government.
No, but, I mean, I totally agree with you on that. But, I mean, okay, like, for example, now, last year, Dubai banned us. Dubai used to be...
That's the people. That's our government.
No, that's the people, because they banned us, during that period, they banned us. Videos started circulating about with Nigerians running in the streets of Dubai with cutlass, carrying cultism and everything, and going to do all the activities there in Dubai. I mean, our country is bad. You can blame the government here.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can blame the people here, because the people here are the... I mean, I can become part of the government tomorrow.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the fact that I was a regular citizen before.
Yeah.
And when I get there, my ideologies won't change. Do you understand? So it's the same thing. They carry the behavior that they have here.
Because they are not disciplined. Sorry. And nobody's upholding your law here.
Can I also say something?
Yeah.
The thing is, if you're looking at it, generally speaking, I get the whole fault of the government, but the citizens themselves have a part. Because if you're looking at this Seychelles thing, it's not the government, it's the citizens that were. Do you get?
Yeah.
So, and because of countries that are hearing different reports of Nigerians in different countries, you get? That's why you say even if there is the, let's say we have a good government, if the citizens are still doing rubbish in those countries, you get? They will still.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you 2 questions actually. First of all, let's start with the most obvious. Has America banned Mexico? Where do all the drug cartels
their neighbors are literally. We can't. It's like banning Ghana. We're literally neighbors.
We think ban Ghana, but let's
see. Even if you ban Mexicans, one of the biggest problems in America currently is immigration issues. Immigrants,
the border.
Do you understand? Like they will still find a way. So what's the point?
Well, because as you talk up now, the government of Nepal increased tax for their Nepal students to go abroad. Like, don't tell me the government can't do anything. You didn't hear that one. I got that news like almost 2 weeks ago now. Who is allowing the people, the NDLE, who is allowing drugs to roam from your country if people are taking it from here there? How are they passing customs? Because why are you making it like maybe because I have children at home, maybe you people don't understand.
Wait, let me.
If you allow a child to take a step, it goes scatter the whole house.
Let's do like this. Do they push drugs in the US?
Yeah.
Do American citizens push drugs?
Yes, I would assume.
Do they come here and misbehave? There's gangsterism in the US.
Yeah.
Do you see American citizens coming here to misbehave?
Why do you think that is? Because the people, you think they are bad, they are well behaved?
Yeah, it's not they are well behaved. It's just
they have more sense in another.
Yeah, do you understand? Like
they respect the other man's
When I saw
land.
those videos circulating about it, I'm like, quite alright, you're doing it here.
But why do you think that is though? Like, because it doesn't add up. Why do you think there's confidence for them to do it in their place and they can't do it here? And why do you think it's confidence for Nigerians to do it? Because the same Seychelles is complaining that they have a drug issue. Is it only Nigeria that you think that is doing that?
But wait, I think.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I think for Americans, they know that they only have the power in their own country.
No. But the thing is,
in the sense where if you go to, let's say they come to, they go run them streets.
No, the thing is, in their own country, they know that Nigeria don't cast now. I know, say if I be American citizen, I come Nigeria, if you doing now, nothing stop me.
It's true, sure.
Especially if I'm white.
But it's like what you said, there's nobody
easily. But they won't still move like that.
It's a very funny debate though. It's a funny debate because if we want to talk about how long and stressful it is to even get your passport, is that your people?
No, it's the government.
Because our new madam that is the acting something, they said that it's going to be online. You know how many years they've been doing online that it has never
haven't started that thing.
It's always been online now. Like, you know how long it's been online that you've never been able to get a passport on time? I have a student who had to do extension for his study permit. He's been in Canada for months trying to get appointments to get his passport in Canada. How many Nigerians in Canada? And they will charge them, I think they charge them $300 or something, $400 or something like that. Bigger money that you have. How much do you pay here? 25K, I'll be 30K.
$400.
See, please, let's not. Passport. And you have to go all the way to Ottawa.
So they don't even, so it doesn't.
You can't even do. Well, I don't believe that is the case. So how long and stressful is it? I was trying to do my passport, I was just looking like this. And you'll be like, don't pay any tout. Don't pay tout.
One of my friends
don't beg somebody there to help you.
Applied for passports
They will keep your file under
this month.
Last year. I think Mr. Dikpo had the same issue too now. He had the same issue.
He has not collected it today.
Just this month, that's when he collected it.
I got it eventually, and I blessed the person that helped me.
Okay, you followed due process now.
I followed the due process. I went there with my family, we snapped and all that. We followed the due process.
I did my own last year and it took like a month, thereabout.
Yeah, because you followed the due process.
Because I followed the due process.
If you follow due process, you get it on time.
So I remember one of my guys when he went travel. That guy, Lash, beating big head. When you go watch the episode, Lash, they carry bicycle, they run from Agigi to Alausa.
I'm sorry, the reason I love it because there was somebody with that nickname in my squad. First, it's one bigot.
The guy just come out from UK. Say, maybe I will bring her on the next week. I don't know. In the cycle, go try to do the passport himself. Me can't tell you now how long you do them.
Yeah, so you spoke about you've researched on like Seychelles and how you can. Yeah, so do you want to talk about that?
No. Because I'm going into politics now. I cannot get on that. So the moment I just Googled it and I cancelled it.
But do you think people from other countries do that for us?
To Google how to get to Nigeria?
No, like buy Nigerian passport.
What they do now? I work for white people and Chinese and all that. There's money here now. Now you don't know where the money is now.
No, I don't know where the money is.
Okay, now you don't get access. Because I saw today now that Ajaokuta still for the last 3 years 4 billion, 3.7 billion in the budget. All those money they recycle and they send them somewhere now.
Recycle. They pay salaries. People
they pay better salary now.
They pay salaries.
You know, go like collect board work.
But then for like a white person, it's not hard to get a Nigerian passport now.
That's how I say everything is money.
No, you
will get you. There's a process, but you pay for it.
I know that there's a process.
But you have to actually do residency. They won't give you like the actual.
Okay, so wait. For example, now if I want to like pay for like a Seychelles passport, they won't give me like.
They will give you. That one was expensive. I think Seychelles. My guy asked. It was over $100,000, something like that.
Yeah, I know it's around.
That's how most countries are. Canada's one is about. Canada's this guy no go make me security risk. Which money? Where I want to see that kind of money? Canada's one is like $250,000 or something. They are investment immigration policies now. Yeah, they are. Yes.
But I think you have to actually come and you talked about it on the podcast before now. You have to like start a business there.
Yeah.
And then they have the policies on how you
yes.
employ.
Yeah.
So I think they actually do that for expatriates.
Most countries do that everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just that they must have a percentage of the business, their people must work. That's normal trading.
It makes sense at least to improve their own economy, the lives of their people.
Yeah.
It's only in Nigeria.
You know, honestly, the problem is a trust thing. It's not hard to make Nigeria a better place.
At all.
It's not hard. It's very easy. Even the people that are stealing today, if you look at it deep down, and I will never justify it like some of our pastors who that like I needed to enter so that you get it right.
This table is shaky.
But people that are stealing today, it's because they don't have. Now the problem with stealing is that when you start stealing, it's difficult to stop.
True.
How many people do you know that have stolen meat that stop stealing meat? How many that you saw in the bank stealing money that stop stealing money? How many guys stop stealing babes and stop stealing babes?
Why do you point out?
Sorry. So
I've not stolen babe before.
No, but then people that were stealing meat were children now. Are they
really?
Stealing meat now?
Stealing is
that means you are still stealing meat.
I see they pour for post now.
My point
is it stealing if you are taking it?
My sister, whatever you want to call it.
No, a particular age becomes taking.
So my point is that because at the end of the day, this thing becomes part of you. But if you give them work, they will work. We were talking about it the other day that the average civil servant in Nigeria has built houses that are worth millions abroad, blah, blah, blah. How did he do it? Because all the power decentralizes now. Don't forget how strong a president is. PAMSEC, all those people, now where the money, now where we work, now where the Kenny day with that.
Live.
Contract.
Live.
Who? And the government is so processed that certain people have to sign a document for you to get money. Yeah. Except it's coming from a very big, the Senate president and they give you. You go to them, you go to the minister or the ministry or they go sign. Then you go here before you go 5 offices, 100 million don't drop.
You go drop.
That's what people say now.
15, you go lose it, you go
they drop. So imagine now you be level 15 officer or level 10 officer, you they see 20 million a week on contracts or a month on contracts. I know people that will say that when during COVID, they couldn't wait to get back to the office because they were all broke. Their salary was like 80,000, 100 and something thousand. But they have 3 houses.
Whatever you want to say.
I was story. So before, I was doing NYC. I worked in the government parastatal. So this is the payment today. No, why? Like once in a while, they go just call us, come desk, just give us envelope. You understand? Say, thanks for coming. They do them among themselves. So they just say make coppers they included. So on that Friday before they called lockdown, they don't tell us say they go share money. You understand? So they don't already call all of us. So you have time to share envelope. They can't count us. Say we no complete. Say they don't want to share it in the absence of other people.
They no come.
So they can't call lockdown the next that weekend.
Till today, you know, see one
today that money no come again.
You can go back.
He pay me.
You can go
Today he
back.
pay me.
So, we are going through a lot. Like, again, to be fair, the people contribute, but the government is so responsible for what happens to its citizens. Like, we are very responsible. Japa is not going to stop. You know, Japa is not going to make your passport weak.
Yeah, but isn't also like, for example, now a lot of Nigerian students are going to Canada now.
Mm-hmm.
Can the Canadian government know say like, okay, these people are coming here more and like they're quite responsible. So let's make it visa free. So it eases the process of coming over there.
They can't, because again, to buttress my point, they can't trust your government to properly vet these people.
True.
That's the problem. Do you know how much decent jobs are abroad that your people remit in billions to Nigeria? Our people are always doing well. But it's risky for them. And because the governments are here, embassies are here to give reports to their, their ministries of foreign affairs
So it's
abroad.
reports that they
The reports are so they are definitely telling, for instance, the Prime Minister that, look, Nigeria is a fantastic place with fantastic people. But then they just have a lynch or a leech of people that are terrible. That's all. It's a simple report. So you see that there are Nigerians that play football for other countries, that run for other countries, that are scientists, that are going into parliament, going into elective offices as House of Rep members, who are doing very well, who are their doctors, who are their policy makers, generals in their army, who are doing very well. You give us honest work.
Nigerians always strive.
Yes, we will thrive. And that's normal. There are Chinese everywhere. There are Indians everywhere. The problem is that
the government.
Yes, I hope I've been able to prove to you that it's really the government with my bottom line. And that's why I'm telling, again, you send people abroad, it's fine. But forget it. 10 million people cannot go out of Nigeria every year, like permanently. So you still have the 200 million people here. So we'll still be here. Everybody's doing honest work. You're an engineer, you're a carpenter, you are a music director, or these days now pastor instead of business. You're a pastor, you are a teacher, you're a project manager, you're a tech bro. Everybody is doing work. And that's why we all need to go into policy and politics and get your voters card on one hand, have a party membership on one hand, elect your ward members, elect your ward chairman, elect state chairman, so that you can put the right people in the right places. Because your current administration in Lagos State now is being dragged for NSAS matters. Wound that never heal.
They don't reopen them.
We don't you see all this investigation journalists. Sometimes we need to let, because wound where you never heal. Some people don't know where there are people, they don't know who die and all that. Now they drag them.
I saw one tweet this morning that touched me. Don't bless me, can I tell my phone dead the person? The person was like, so when Lucef casted himself, the bodies that they're supposed to give to medical students as cavadas, or what they call it, that they'll send to all the teaching hospitals and they'll just use it and everybody forget about it. That why is he even trying to bury it? And I'm like, this were people's sisters, brothers.
Now when you feel them now, if matter,
the only children.
If
breadwinners.
So like, I don't want to believe it's the government, and again, the government is the people, because like it or not, if I become the local government chairman today or a governor today, I will surround my team of special assistants and commissioners with people that I can trust. Now,
and again, I think a lot of times during elections, people are more focused on the president presidential elections, they are not.
Yeah,
a lot of
local
times
I don't know that. I don't know
that.
that is focus as much as it is a mood. So, for instance, we know we won the election. They robbed us. We're in court. The next 2 weeks was brutal. There were threats. There were words. There was money passed around. And by the time we were going to do gubernatorial and House of Assembly, people had lost interest.
Energy was low.
I remember Isaac was saying that the energy was very low. Not low, very low. So, and the second election seems like the more important one. Because if you have good governors and you have a terrible federal, the state can still frustrate. But when all of them are terrible,
they are in the same caucus now.
They're all in the same caucus. So, generally, you have a party in power in Lagos, for instance, and it was a good party with a good chairman. He will bring out a good governor and 40 House of Assembly members that are good, and 10 House of Rep members that are good, and 3 senators that are good. That's why we must all go to the roots. Don't let me come and be complaining that Japa is bad, brain drain. Those things are semantics. Every country sends people abroad, and immigration is good. Like, you're doing your PhD now. If you finish your exams and you need to go one semester to go and do research, will you not be going to another country to get and gather data? It's not data that you are going to do. It's not data everybody's using. That's why I say in the office, I say, Dr. Obi says, in God we trust, everybody must bring data. Everything in life after God, now data. So except you don't know what data is, whether it's evidence, is facts, is work done, whatever, it's data. So the evidence that I have is that we have constantly had bad leaders that have not helped us. And we have had best schools that people came to before. That's no longer the case. And you are the one controlling the school. So now let me also tell you something about government. When a school is formed and certain people are controlling the school, that's also a government. Because that's people representing people.
True. You see people in student council doing like Jesus Christ.
There was a time when student councils in federal schools would look for Christians to be their financial secretaries. There's nothing like that anymore. It's everything religious. There was a time when there was a fear that if I put this particular church person, pastor, give me one person to be treasurer and financial secretary, we know that they won't steal money. Nothing like that. So even the rot is everywhere. But it's because the people that have been put there to be the government are not good people.
So it's a ripple effect.
It's a ripple effect. So go to the sppg.org and apply. Okay, you want to be part of a better Nigeria. Because I was saying to myself the other day, and I've been saying, Diko, don't deceive yourself. Oh. You go into an elective office in Lagos, for instance. Let's say my dream is that I want to take over the local government, or I want to take over Lagos. I am one man. Without even having sense. How did one man conquer Lagos? You only see the governors he puts out. You see all the people that he has settled. Everybody needs a community to achieve a goal. So why will I say that I want to be a governor and think that I will not raise at least an army of 4,000 men and women who will run with me in different locations and we have a common goal? So you see the reason why it's necessary to go to schools like the SPPG. And it's also necessary for people like us to go abroad and learn. Because when I become a governor and I want to empower and help my people, I then probably need the latest information to come and exchange hands so that we present the very best. So the value and the depth of our passport is both in the government, and the government is the people. But if you are saying the masses are the problem, I don't agree. The masses see police and see gun, they behave themselves now. You get why? If you drive, if you see police, you know, go comport yourself.
I wanted to ask, it's not as if it's not as if I've yielded, I've shielded.
You don't lose the argument.
I never finished, but it's still processing. I wanted to ask, is it wise for like African countries to ban themselves?
I don't think it's wise. Again, we know that Seychelles did not ban Nigeria because it's very, very funny, right? I don't know how God has helped us. For some reason, we're just number one, right? They don't have the mind. None of these countries have the mind to ban us. But they can't put in measures to limit how you come in. E.g., reject your visa. Because people forget that the visa is a document. Like now, the US, they tear blue paper, they reject people, like they reject people, they does the dash rejection. Canada Canada, they accept students, but they see the tier rejection. So there's nothing wrong in rejecting somebody. UK, the tier rejection.
But I think for the African countries, a lot of them can't because of the AU.
Yes,
They are binded by that visa.
That's one. But that's not actually a problem.
As much as they cannot completely ban us. Yes, like you said, they'll put, but completely banning us, they can't.
Yeah. I think the major problem that we should actually just say the truth is, those as Nigeria has terrible leadership. Most, how many African countries have 50? What is it, 56 or something? Most of the 56 have terrible government, terrible presidents.
You say most, like all,
like right now, we think that Zambia has a good president. We think Kenya has a good president. We think Rwanda has a good president. I'm not sure any other country in Africa.
Yeah, those are the three.
Even Rwanda, the people they're having issues with.
It's possible. So my point is that we've talked about it, that the big problem of Africa is leadership. And the real reason why more people would japa out of the ordinary is leadership. Where naturally japa should be a plan where you say, I want to go learn this thing, I want to go sightsee, I love to go, I can go and come back. Japa has become a means to the end of running away and getting another passport.
It's the end. It's not the means to the end, it's
So
the end.
japa has become an end. You know?
Because a lot of times when people go, they're like, you always coming back.
Yeah.
And so because these days now, why people are going like, okay, bye-bye. It was
Whereas-
nice knowing you.
Whereas,
It was
for those of us that are here, our friends are like, but because like once they know that you have the opportunity or something, or someone like me that is working in that field, they're like, what thing you did do for here? I can't just fathom, like, what thing I did do for there?
Yeah.
Like,
This
it's
is
funny
one.
to people, like, what thing me I did do for there? I mean, like, you know, I like their shoes, I like their dresses, I like the sites, I love their football. It's better than what we currently have, etc. Again, shout out to MPFL and Sporting Lagos and the likes. But ideally, I would rather be here. I'll go there and I'll come back. And so that's really where we are.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I was looking at the list of visa-free countries for Nigeria. And
A
I'm
lot
looking
of
at
them
the.
are African countries.
Yeah, but I mean, there's Fiji. Fiji Island African. Fiji Island is African now.
No, Fiji is.
I don't know.
I think that's the Samoan people that can be Samoan. I think that's right.
Wait.
You
Sorry,
did go
I'm
Australia.
No, I'm just. I was about to say something, but I can't because it's supposed to be my line. I'm supposed to know. I'm supposed to be good for countries. But don't worry.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't worry. Please don't say
No,
it.
I'll keep
Whatever
it-
you want to
I'll
say.
keep it in my mind.
Don't say it.
I remember, but I mean, you can go to Fiji Island. You can go to St. Kitts and Nevis. But
I
I'm
think that
saying
place is beautiful.
St. Kitts. Yeah, you can go there. I think you can even buy their distance.
Well, there's no country that I don't think you can buy their passports.
Only Muslims.
No, but like I feel like some other, like the US now, like they would scrutinize, like it will be a very stressful process. But like for all these other small countries, I think you can just.
There's always a way everywhere,
shock
man. There's
No, I don't
always a
think
way.
US you can bypass, and I don't think it works out.
But you know, say one thing where you supposed to know, as if I did talk something, it
Okay,
gets
now you
everywhere.
shall, not true, shall. No vex.
What's
Like
happening?
they say, follow no road.
Yeah.
Follow one
What's
road.
happening in immigration? I saw some. Okay, I saw some news. Okay, Interpol. We
Yes.
asked you what Interpol. No, she has found it.
An international police organization that help national police officers work together to catch criminals.
If you think say Interpol no dey Nigeria,
They play.
they play. Okay, I wanted to ask. So, there was some latest news that we saw. Australia is currently having a problem with high accommodation rates and stuff. Like there are some issues. Like this inflation thing is really there everywhere now.
Everybody they collect.
Are they
but-
also experiencing housing crisis?
I don't know if it was a housing crisis. I try to remember what I saw. Australia, they really go into everybody. They good. Everybody is going through it.
Because with the influx of immigrants,
Immigrants, yeah.
that's one
That's
one
one thing.
issue they experience.
I know that the
Even
UK.
Norway
the UK
saying
is-
they will stop giving international students free education again. I don't know if
They
that.
don't already stop them
Yeah, I don't know if that has to do with
Are you serious?
for bachelors and masters. No, we don't already stop
Which
free.
country?
Norway
Norway.
free tuition.
Wow,
Well, that's crazy. Yo.
bro.
Whereas Spain universities, the Spanish universities, they report big jump in foreign enrollment. So like the news we did, everybody they collect like this.
But I mean, there's one good news this week now.
But Canada is still doing well, though. It's giving their citizens free, giving them money.
So like Quebec announced, what's that thing? Free tuition for. But is it starting next year?
Let's say it start next year.
Francophone.
Next year, so Francophone. But I mean, Nigerians can apply
for
now.
Francophone countries.
If you can speak
Can you speak French? I was asking on the group that what's the French of IELTS? You said IELTS. So I've seen the Australian news. It was ample jobs and high cost of living mean that many Australian universities are struggling to meet their student recruitment quotas. You know, so steep declines in art and business, with failing enrollment and graduation rates projected to continue over the coming decade. So everybody they go through things.
But doesn't that mean like people they need more hands?
I think they need to double their higher education enrollment by 2050, and that's really the main thing. So everybody they go to one thing or the other. They complain, say your government they increase your unity. You know I said it that day about that student loan. I told you now.
Yeah,
so you increase school fees and you offer loan.
Yeah, you offer loan.
That's money laundering, please.
Yeah.
We're not stupid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Call it whatever you want. It doesn't make any sense.
Somebody said, imagine paying 120,000 to study. What was I forgot to
study Fortran, because that's what I would say. They're still teaching Fortran and Kini in your schools here.
It's crazy.
Or you go do a fishery and animal husbandry.
Just go on YouTube and learn it, yes.
Or just go to school. Go to
learn
YouTube.
fisheries with 100K.
So
yeah, guys.
My God. But then fishery is still an important course, because definitely. People have to learn it. If not, all of you that like to eat.
And all of now way they go Canada, even Canada, like the inside news. I saw on Times Education in the mag, you know, big boys sign up for big mags, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Carry on.
Isaac, not to talk too much. You see the full go.
No, it's not going with me. He's a big boy.
Play now.
So basically, it's just basically saying that the current PM has disappointed academics, I guess, with sponsorship and things like that, and they are not really happy. I mean, that's again, Canada know they really give scholarship and all that. So now research where they bank on, and research needs money. So every country they go to one thing or the other. If you ask the PM will say his money needs to go into supporting Ukraine and other things. So again, my point is everything. Apples and apples.
Oh, yeah.
Apples and apples. Thank you guys for coming today.
Yeah, it was really great and interesting debate that is not over, because I will still go back and write down my own points again.
Isaac,
and come back
even when I was beating Isaac today, I was feeling bad for him. You were dealt with. I didn't sleep.
I agree with you, but you not agree with me. You understand? I understand that. Let me see.
In conclusion, you want Japa.
Okay.
Ilewe is your sure Japa partners. What a lovely time to be alive. Where your POF for Canada that used to be 50 million is now 30 million.
Double.
Thank you. Thank you, Tribunal, because we know you do the Lord's work. Please. And for my loyal listeners,
you say like you did the Lord's work.
My loyal listeners, please, we've talked about it. This is time to apply. Whether you want to go Sweden, you want to go Germany, you need scholarship for EU, you want to go study in Canada, US, UK, January, May, September, I think is open now. 2024 is open now. Isaac is raising up his hand because if you want the scholarship, you go pay. Please stop sending us texts and emails and expect that it's not free work. Now business with the run. Nigerian government don't give me palliatives.
Sorry, you sound very.
There's no subsidy for this one.
Sorry,
mic drop.
Is it here that you get subsidy when there's no subsidy anywhere?
There's no subsidy anywhere.
Please,
Simon, thanks for coming up. Mr. Diko, thanks for coming on my podcast. As your humble host signing out. Love and light. Bye, guys.
The MK himself.